What's up, guys? It's Zero here. Today we're talking about Cyberpunk Orion, the much anticipated continuation of Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red. And I want to talk about some things that we know about the game at this point in time, what we can maybe expect into the future as we get more and more information. And I just want to have some real conversations about this with all of you guys in the comment section down below. So guys, we're going to be taking reference from an article coming to us from Sam Smith of Dexerto. And, honestly, guys, Cyberpunk Orion is one of my most anticipated games of the future, coming off of the heels of what was the absolutely horrific launch of Cyberpunk 2077 to the greatest comeback of all time in gaming history, in my opinion. CD Projekt Red, they pulled off something really special with this title. And then with it moving into Phantom Liberty, I just got to say it's one of the greatest games I've ever played. I absolutely love Cyberpunk for what it is, and I can't wait for Project Orion. Well, that being said, Cyberpunk 2077 got off to a shaky start when it first released in 2020, but after plenty of patches and the Phantom Liberty DLC, it's now one of the best RPGs on the market. The futuristic open-world epic has a lot of opportunities for rich storytelling, so a follow-up was always likely, and CD Projekt Red has now confirmed that one is in active development. Obviously, guys, there is no release date at this point. The sequel was originally announced in October 2022, but very few details surfaced about it until the active development was officially confirmed in August of 2024. So basically, they confirmed that there is, CD Projekt Red moved some of their people, core people on Cyberpunk 2077. They moved them to Boston, and there is a small team that's working on Cyberpunk Orion. The rest of the team at CD Projekt Red is all hands on deck for The Witcher 4. So The Witcher 4, guys, is going to be coming out first, obviously. We got our first, reveal teaser trailer, and I'm so excited about The Witcher 4. I think that's going to be absolutely incredible. And so we'll probably be getting Cyberpunk Orion at some point after The Witcher 4 releases, which the release date for The Witcher 4 we don't know yet. More than likely it's going to be some point, 2026 or 2027. I have a feeling it's going to be 2027 when we get The Witcher 4, but nonetheless, after that, it would be all hands on deck with Cyberpunk Orion for sure. So it's too early to say what platforms it will be released on. However, if Orion does arrive during the current console generation, we can reasonably assume it'll be available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. An August 2024 update from CD Projekt Red features a statement from joint CEO Michael Nakowalski, who confirmed that planning only began during the first half of 2024. According to the executive, the first half of the year was also a busy period for CD Projekt Red's Boston studio, which is laying the groundwork for Project Orion, a new game set in the Cyberpunk universe. As the groundwork only started at the start of 2024, it would most likely mean it wouldn't be available for PS4 and Xbox One. I actually think, guys, there's a good chance that depending on when The Witcher 4 releases, there's a very good chance that it's not going to release on this current generation. It'll be the next generation of consoles, which would be like the PlayStation 6 and the next series of Xbox consoles. More than likely. Now, there's a chance it could release on these current gen consoles, but it would probably be at the very end of the console generation. Due to the developers referring to the game as Project Orion as opposed to Cyberpunk 2 or something along the lines of Cyberpunk 2078, we don't know if it will be a direct sequel to 2077 or just set in the same universe. CD Projekt Red has said the new installment will take the Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. And look, guys, here's the deal. I believe that Cyberpunk Orion, they could go in so many different directions. They could set this right after the end of Cyberpunk 2077. They could do somewhere else in the Cyberpunk universe around the same time as 2077. They could go slightly into the future. They could go into the past. Obviously they could do it on Taicho, the moon. That would be really interesting. I would actually love to see, I've spoken about this before on, some podcasts and stuff where I would love to see the multiplayer element of Cyberpunk Orion, like a Cyberpunk Online, which is maybe what they were working on before they canceled it to focus all their resource and development on Cyberpunk 2077 to get the game right when it came out so poorly. I would love to see, you know, the Cyberpunk Online element on Taicho with all of the, you know, the different shops and the different places and activities that it sounds like that world encompasses on the moon. I think it could be a really interesting place for us to have a multiplayer experience or a Cyberpunk Online. Even if we did it in Night City, the multiplayer, that could be really, really cool for sure. But and I think of like Cyberpunk multiplayer like GTA Online, but in the Cyberpunk world, like a Cyberpunk Online, where you have the option to go in third person or first person. I think it could be really, really interesting. But nonetheless, I would love to see continued, you know, co-op, you know, opportunities with Cyberpunk Orion. There's so many different ways in which they could go about Cyberpunk Orion. It's going to be really interesting, guys, and I'm really excited. This, like I said, is one of my most anticipated games of the future. And although we don't know a lot about the game right here, right now, I think that we can all be very excited knowing, yes, the launch was terrible for Cyberpunk 2077, but CD Projekt Red made it right, and they even went above and beyond. When you really think about it, they pivoted in ways I've never seen a studio do. It reminds me of like No Man's Sky. The difference is that Cyberpunk 2077 was so anticipated. It was kind of like, if you remember, when Cyberpunk 2077 was announced and the hype and the buildup was similar to like GTA 6. Like that, the hype and buildup of Cyberpunk 2077 was so high. And when it released, man, it was in such a bad state. They doubled down, put on their big boy pants, fixed the game, and they went above and beyond what anyone ever thought. And so that's why I believe it's the greatest comeback in video game history, and I'm really excited about the continuation now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about Cyberpunk Orion. What are some things that you'd like to see? Where would you like the setting to be for Cyberpunk Orion? You know, what are some characters that you would like to see in this one? Would you like all new characters or some existing characters from 2077? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's have a real conversation about it. And for more Cyberpunk Orion content and videos, keep it right here.